Have you ever thought about what may make you lose respect for yourself if you are doing something, a behavior that is doing that with you? In a certain occasion, I was in a relationship. I am divorced, I'm 47 years old, I have two daughters, 13 and 11 years old, and they stay with me um, half of the time or a little more than half of the time, usually. In a certain occasion, where they were supposed to be with their mother, they asked to be with me because their mother was going to a party, a family party, that they wouldn't like to go with her. Now they are passing through a phase where they want to start to do their own things, and not in always in all situations like this, like parties and this kind of situations, they want to be with their parents. And in this situation specifically, they wouldn't like to go with their mother. So they asked me to be with me, be in my house in that during that day. And I was in a situation, I was in a relationship at that time, and the woman that was in that relationship with me was very um, j- um she always thought that I give a lot of attention to the girls, more attention than their mother gives. So she thinks that I was doing that because I was still in love with the mother of the girls. So a very complicated situation. That's what I'm trying to explain for you here. And I know at that moment, if I tell her that the girls are going to be with me during that day, not that they were going to be with me, but they were going to be in my house during that day. Mm, she wouldn't like to hear that, you know. And I was thinking about, should I tell or should I not tell her? And in that moment, I was able to identify that I was I was almost doing something that I shouldn't do. That would be not telling this to her because I was afraid of her reaction. You know, I was afraid of her reaction. In that moment, I identified the emotional dependency that was that I was into in this relationship, and at a certain point, I thought, "Oh man, what the hell I am doing here?" And then I told her everything, simply without overcomplicating things. I just told her the girls are going to be with me next Saturday, for example. And she asked me, "But why is that?" And then I told her the story. She doesn't like, but then I simply accept the possibility that the relationship could end with this happening. And I told her everything. And at the end of the situation, she was okay with that. But I almost did something that would make me not respect myself. So, if you want to respect yourself, you need to do what you think that is right, what you believe that is right. For me, I am divorced, but I work in a certain way. My professional line of work is in a way that it's possible for me to stay with my girls. And this is what I believe that is the right thing to do. So, if I avoid to tell the person that I am with right now that I'm not staying with the girls just because I am afraid of what she's going to do, how could I respect myself after doing that? You understand? How could I do such a thing? This this situation goes deep beyond that. Let's say that I believe that the right thing to be with the girls is the right thing to be with the girls because I believe that this is the right role for a father. Maybe it's related to my belief in God or something like that, because I believe that there is a superior being that establishes what is right and wrong. And then I do not believe that everything is relative. That I believe that there is uh, objective right and wrong way of think about objective things. And this kind of situation, it 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 doesn't happen all of the sudden. For example, in this situation, I thought about avoiding to tell the person that I were with about being with my girls. This doesn't happen all at once. This happened during a period of 3 years or even more, where this emotional dependency was strengthening, was going more and more deep. And that's why I came to this situation. I don't know how things work in the United States. In Brazil, is it seldom happens for parents to be with children this amount of time. Most of the times, they see the children in alternate weekends. One week, yes, the other week, no. This is how it happens here. But somehow I managed to do it differently alongside with my ex-wife. We have a good relationship, and but this was the situation that I were involved with. So think about this thing that I almost did. I wouldn't be able to respect myself. Even worse would be if I keep doing it for in many occasions. I always I almost did it once. Then I was able to avoid. But think if I started to do it regularly, then I wouldn't really be able to respect myself. So we need to think about that. Things that you do that makes you respect yourself or not. Sometimes for me, it's difficult. Sometimes because I have a good financial condition, people think that I have a perfect life. And when I look to a situation such as this, we need to recognize that you need to be aware and consider everything that you are doing in your personal life, especially when it's related to your children. So, this is a situation where I almost did something that I consider very wrong. And I would like to share with you guys. All right. Thank you all that are watching, and I'll see you in the next video.